Hey guys, I am trying something different here. Uh, you want to come on over here? I was trying to see if I could go live and add. I guess I can't do it on this one. This is my co-host from this morning. You want to say, hey, Rosie?
Go.
It's hard not to say good morning.
I was about to say good morning. Good evening. Welcome to the Fearless
Evening show.
Evening Show or Morning Show Evening Edition.
That's
I
right.
really want to say it. It's great.
You want to tell us about your school day? Right fast as we're waiting for.
At school, we learned about fractional polynomials, and I had to perform my monologue from my theater class.
Malachi, you gotta turn that
Try
off.
with that.
On Friday, I'm trying out for the spring musical. So
Yay!
Trying out for the what?
spring musical.
Ah, the spring musical. Okay. Oh, you know you already in that.
That's what I told her. She already got it.
Yeah, you already made that one, Rosie. I need you to try out for something else, like I don't know.
I'm trying to tell you. We know.
You already a shoe in for the spring musical, right?
Yeah, she already got that under. She already got that under control. So
Yeah.
we are good to
So
go.
speaking of getting things under control, I need you and Carl and whoever else up there in North Carolina, go up there and get y'all cousins under control up there looting. And after a Category 1 hurricane, go get them under control, all right?
Oh, what happened?
Go get your cousins. Girl, they up there looting.
Oh my.
And the newscaster, she was so cute. She was so funny. Hey, Arisa, thank you for joining us. Hey, no, you're not at work. I was like, hey, wait a minute. Are you supposed to be at work? But nah, you're not. But look, y'all, they're up there looting in North Carolina after a Category 1 storm. Come on, somebody, help us out. See, that's who you need to go get. Go get your cousins up there who looting so they can listen in to those broadcasts today, because we're gonna be telling y'all about the cure to being broke. Apparently, there are some broke mentalities up there if they're gonna be looting in a Category 1 storm, and it wasn't even a day, y'all. Come on, somebody, let's get it together. That's all I'm saying. Get it together.
I know that's right.
They got to go get their cousins. But y'all, the thing that I want to share this morning, did you know that opportunities are never lost, right? Opportunities are never lost. That's because somebody will always take the ones that you missed, all right? So there's opportunities today that are out there for all of us to do better. And if you didn't take advantage of those opportunities that presented themselves to you today, right, then someone else will, right? Your cousins are not involved in no stealing. Okay, so I didn't mean your cousins literally, Carl, Gigi. Don't try to act like you don't know. Really? Don't have me to go there on the broadcast in front of company, right? In front of company. He just gonna have me to go there. But all right. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and have this come. Hey, little man, I need you to go play with your Nintendo. Go play Nintendo, son, while mommy do this, okay?
Swish, mommy.
All right, go do that. All right, y'all. So we're going to be talking about the cure to being broke. And I know, oh wow, Carl. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, all right. So the cure to being broke today, y'all, just to get it out there, being broke, of course, is simply a mentality. It's a state of mind, all right? And there's a difference between being broke and being poor, and I need you to catch that. So if being broke is the mentality, then being poor is a condition. All right, that's just starting the baseline. So if you have this, what we call this broke mentality, I'm going to help some of us get free today. That's what it is. If you will pay attention, if you'll go with me, if you'll understand, you can get free from this today. And it's going to seem a little bit foo-foo, free, woo-woo, whatever you want to call it at first, right? but there are certain things that you can do, because if you think about it, guys, what you focus on is what you bring more of into your life. So if you're focusing on the fact that you have bills, right? Make me think of that song. Can't pay my, what is it?
Telephone
Can't pay my
bill.
automobile, can't pay my telephone bill, yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm saying, right? I don't think you do. But anyway, looking at these, right. And looking at this poor mind, this broke mindset, if you will, if you're focusing on that, then what you focus on, we say that over and over, what you focus on is what expands. That's what you get more of. And oftentimes when you're of that broke mindset or of that broke mentality, you continue to focus on the fact that you lack. You continue to focus on the fact that you don't have these things. And then when you focus on those things, what you try to do is then self-medicate, right? So what do I mean by self-medicate? You might self-medicate with food. You may self-medicate with, retail therapy. That's how we try to sugarcoat it. We call it retail therapy. We try to medicate ourselves, self-medicate with drugs, all these different things that we're doing to ourselves when we have this broke mentality. But what I need you to do, I can think about, just go with me for one moment. What I need you to think about now is facing your reality. What are those behaviors? What are those things that you're doing that are continuing to put you in this particular position, right? And now that we have that, what can we now do differently that's going to release us, that's going to get us outside of, right, this broke mentality? So how do you now transition? How do you now move, right? So how do you change it so that your mentality, your mindset, what you think about is now focusing on other things as opposed to simply focusing on the fact that you're broke? So what's the cure then? The cure is this. Then you need a new mental capacity, is what I'm saying to you today. So what do you say, Lynn? What is a new mental capacity? We hear it over and over. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? If we're looking at this, if you keep brokenness in your mind, you'll continue to be broke. But if you can just change your mindset and actually focus on the fact, guys, we're in one of the most amazing, one of the best countries on this planet, one of the wealthiest countries on this planet. And because of the fact that you're here in the U.S., that you are wealthier by design than others that are on this planet, okay? If you think about it from a dollar standpoint, and then to think about it from the other standpoint, don't even look at the money. Don't even look at the money side of things. Think about all the things that you currently have available to you, all the things that you currently have. What do you really need to be happy? And if you start to peel those layers back, start to pull back the layers of an onion, right? You start to peel back all of those layers and you get down to the root cause. You'll start to see that it's not about money. Those are not the things that really make us happy, right? So broke, guys, is simply a mentality or a mindset that you can definitely overcome by focusing on the things that you're going to do different, okay? So you can start what positions you better, guys. And I know a lot of us don't want to hear this, but minimalism is your friend. You say, oh, no, here she go. I need you to hold on. Stay with me for 1 second. I'm taking you somewhere. Minimalism is your friend. Why do you say, well, Lynn, why do you say that? Why are you saying that, America's #1 financial rebound coach? I thought you were going to help me get through. I'm trying to help you to do that today. See, when you understand that stuff, see, that's the challenge for many of us, right? For many of you, stuff-itis has gotten in the way because we want to keep up with the Joneses. We want to keep up with, everything else and that's going on. We want the latest gadgets. We want the latest clothes. But dare I say, guys, if you just look at where you are right now, you are some of the most blessed people on the planet because, number one, you're watching this video, right? That tells me you have internet access or you have a phone or you have a laptop, right? Those are things that a lot of people don't have access to, but you have the ability, you have these things available to you. 9 times out of 10, I hope you're clothed watching this, right? You have clothes on your back. More than likely, you're not hungry. Some of y'all probably eating while you're watching this, right? Because I know I'm definitely gonna do that when we get off here. But just thinking about it, guys, all what really matters most, you have the majority of the things that matter most to you right now. And if we understood that, we can cure this broke mentality or this broke mindset that many of us have because we think we need all of these things. Okay, so in looking at that now, how do you transition? I want to give you some key points or some steps that are going to help you to move past that. The number one thing that I'll say to you today, and we say this over and over and over, but somebody needs to hear this, so I shall repeat it. The number one thing that you got to do to transition is no matter what, and I know there's a majority of Americans, 80%, roughly 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck. The number one thing that you can do first and foremost, and I need you to go through and figure this out. What's the amount for you? The number one thing that you can do first is start to pay yourself. Pay yourself before you get, right, your hands on, I'm getting some feedback. Is that my end?
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear any feedback? Okay, so something must be going on this end. But the point that I'm trying to make here, guys, is that you have an opportunity that's set before you if you decide to go ahead and pay yourself first. And you say, now, wait a minute, Lynn, I'm already living paycheck to paycheck, and I've already done all of these other things that you think about doing, cut this, cut that. But what I want to say, guys, is you start to do this, I guarantee you, you go through and figure out what the amount is for you, whether it's $20, $50, $100, okay? You figure out what that amount is for you, then you go ahead and deduct that, okay? Have that deducted. Put it aside, put it in some account, out of sight, out of mind, so that you can now start saving, okay? Start saving that money and putting it aside. And once you start seeing that, hey, I can do this. I can do this. I can start building wealth over here on the side. I can start doing some things that are going to help position me in the event things happen. Because there are certain things that we can do, guys, that help us to overcome that broke mentality. And paying yourself first is one of those things. See, it's a transformation thing that has to happen in your mind. And we have to understand and recognize that if you cannot do this with the little that you bring in now, how do you expect to do it later when you bring in much? When you bring in much more? And we've shared the stories, both JoJo and I have shared the stories of when we've taken on other jobs, you get an increase in that job, and what happens? You get an increase in that salary in that job. So then what do? You go and buy the clothes, you get the upgraded car, you just upgrade your expenses, right? Because now you have more money coming in. So in order to stop the madness, in order to cure being broke, the number one thing that you have to start doing is to pay yourself first. And then once you recognize and identify, try it and see. That's all I'm asking you to do. Try it and see. And then once you start doing that, you're going to start recognizing, hey, wait a minute, I don't even miss this money. I took that $20, that $50, $100, $200, whatever the amount is for you. And it doesn't matter the amount of money that you make. Okay. See, that's what's most important. You can cure being broke if you decide to transition, right? You buy more things. So what, this is the behavior or the pattern that you're trying to break. Okay. You do buy more things when you increase your salary. But once you start paying yourself first and start setting aside that money, see, some things start to happen. Transitions start to happen, right? Transitions start to happen not only in your money mindset, but also in the things that you do in the physical, in the reality with the way that you're taking care of and utilizing your monies. See, later, next, tomorrow night, I am going to do a video on the things that you should be buying. What are the things that you must buy? But tonight I'm talking about how do you cure the broke mentality, right? Because there are some things that we should buy. There are some things that are going to help us when we talk about building wealth. There are some things that you must buy. So I'm not outside of the realm of saying you cannot buy anything else outside of food, clothes, shoes. No, ma'am, that's not what I'm saying to you. No, sir, that is not what I'm selling you on today. Because I get it. I'm of that same mindset. Okay? So we all like nice things, and we're meant to live in abundance, but there's a way to go about it, is what I'm sharing with you today. So you can cure, right, that mentality of being broke, because it's a mindset. So you start to shift tonight. Go back and make a list of all those things that you're thankful for that you currently have. Think about what it is that truly makes you happy. And I did this exercise for myself, so I'm not telling you to do something that I read about, that I heard about, that that I haven't done for myself. And when I actually put pen to paper and I thought about it, I said, what really makes me happy? And those of you who know me, you can probably tell me really quickly what those things are that really make me happy. But the things that really made me happy are not those things that are attached to dollar signs, right? But I do know I am not crazy. I do recognize the fact that if we want to be able to do things, if we want to be able to do good in this world, if we want to be able to leave that true legacy, then dollars are attached to that. I do know, right, that it does take money to be able to accomplish these things. But at the end of the day, remember, if you don't remember anything else, remember being broke is a mindset and being poor is a condition. See, there are things that you can do, right? There are things that you can do to transition the way that you're thinking and going about these things. Break those behavioral curses or those behavioral patterns that are keeping you in that same position, because we can't continue to do the same things we've always done expecting different results. You can't continue to think that, okay, when I get my paycheck, and this gets us. You'll say this in a heartbeat. Somebody, especially, I love this one. Those who, you've had people to borrow the money from you. What's the first thing they tell you? I'll pay you back when I get my check. And what makes you think, because of the patterns and behaviors that they've had before, what makes you think that they are truly going to pay you back when they get their check? Because they have to be in this situation for some reason or another, right? And it isn't until we take a deep dive into our situations and come to the reality that, hey, these are things that I'm doing that are now impacting my true financial situation that I can now change, right? Then we position ourselves differently. So guys, that's it for today. You got to get out of your own way. That's the message. Get out of your own way. That's the key to being broke. Go ahead and start paying yourself first. Turn that pattern around. Get rid of those expenses that you are making just because, right? Just because you want the latest item, or just because you want to map to whatever is happening out there. Guys, I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach, and we do appreciate you joining us for the evening edition of the Fearless Morning Show. Don't forget, if you're watching this in the replay, that you connect with us on our Facebook fan page for the Fearless Morning Show as well. Guys, this is the cure for being broke. You are the cure for being broke. The things that you do can help you cure being broke, but you have to recognize that, focus on it, and take action. So what action will you take today? What action will you take to go to your next, to move, right? When I move, you move, just like that. All right, Miss Co-host, I'm going to pass it over to you. How you doing?
All right. Oh, I'm tired, girl, but I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I wanted to add, one of the things when it comes to your mindset and your finances is, and I think Lynn is including everybody from the one scope of the financial spectrum to the other. For me, when I was living paycheck to paycheck, I had already cut all my expenses. I was only making $12.26 an hour, trying to raise 2 kids, and there was no extra money for McDonald's. If my kids saw McDonald's once a year, they were beyond excited because there was just no extra money for absolutely anything because every dime was allocated for a bill. And for the person who was living like that, paying yourself is hard. So what you have to do then is decide, are you going to stay at that job that's paying you $12.26 an hour and you continue to struggle? Or what are you going to do something about it so that you can make more money so that you can then pay yourself? And that was the mindset I had to. And, and I think what I was stuck on was I'm working at IBM and I had the title of saying, oh, I work at IBM, and the job that I did, yeah, I absolutely loved the job, but it didn't pay. And so once I let go of the title of holding on to where I worked, then I was able to update my resume and get a better paying job. So it relieved the stress, because a lot of times if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're so utterly stressed with having to pay. There is no free money because everything goes to a bill. And if there's any leftover, it's gas for the car to get to where you want to go. And so because I live that way, if you're trying to get past that point, then it truly is finding another job that's going to allow you to do that. That's the only way that's going to happen. There's no way, and here's my thing. Some people say, Jojo, you could say if I saved anything, it was $10-20, but I ended up taking it before the next paycheck because I needed it for gas, or I needed it to buy more groceries, or I needed it for daycare, or there was diapers and there was shoes and there was clothes and there was this. And so the solution was to get a better paying job to relieve some of that stress off of me, because at that point, if I know that I'm barely making it, the solution is then to do something about it and find a better paying job so that you don't have that at that point it's undue stress. And if you say I can't find a better paying job, then you've already cut yourself out the picture of doing something different. So
absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Go ahead, Lynn.
I was about to say, yeah, and that's a valid point. That's where you stop focusing on the bills and start focus on what it is that you can do. What are the things that you can do differently, right? That are now going to position you. And it's not just, making whatever amount of money you're making at this particular job. It's even the other end of the spectrum, y'all. I work with people who made 6 figures who were still living paycheck to paycheck because they built those expenses up. They had no extra money. Now you say to yourself, you're making 6 figures. How in the heck do you put yourself in that situation? It's the same thing. If you cannot manage a little, then you cannot manage a lot. That's why it goes back to the beginning of you understanding. And that's why I said it was a little woo-woo at the beginning, right? Understanding what are those things that are really going to make you happy? What are those things that are really going to help you right now to transition from where you are to where you would like to be? How do you now focus on creating that future that you would like to have?
That's right. All right, guys. So the fearless thought for today, I was trying to, that's not keeping up with me, and it kind of ties in a little bit with what Lynn was saying is, if you want to go to the next level, then your values are going to have to change. A lot of times, people are saying, well, I'm reading the books, I'm listening to the Fearless Morning Show, I'm listening to motivational stuff, I'm doing all of this, but something is just not working. And it could be that your values are not aligned with where you want to go. Because right now your value is, I'm still living in crazy, but I'm going to read this book that tells me how to live out of crazy. I'm going to listen to the Fearless Morning Show that tells me how to stop the crazy, but I still value it because I'm not doing anything to stop it. And so you find yourself doing all the things, doing the work, but if your value system is not aligned to where you want to go, then it's going to continue to be a struggle, and you're going to have to change. That's plain and simple. You're going to have to start valuing other things. If you value living outside of crazy, then you start changing the way you interact with crazy. You got to change the way you interact with what's not working to what is working. And if you don't change the way you interact with the two, you're going to stay, it's going to be constant friction, constant irritation, constant aggravation, constant stress, headache, strife, you name it, it's going to be there because your value system, you're trying to change your value system by listening, but not by doing the work of actually changing it. So if you want to go to the next level, you're going to have to change your value system. And there's absolutely no way around it. That may require you looking at your friends, your family, your job, your relationships, because a lot of times we simply are not changing because of the circumstances that are surrounding us. Not because we don't want to, but it's because we got that crazy man, we got a crazy kid, we got a crazy job, we got a crazy sister, we got a crazy mama, and we got all of these crazies pressing on you, and you trying to be the Incredible Hulk and break out of it, but it's hard. At some point, you're going to have to start changing something so that you can break away, so that you have that space to break away, to do something different. Was it 2 weeks ago I talked about your friends are a good mirror for what you value in life, for what you enjoy in life. If you look at your friends and what they represent for you in your life, that shows you what you value in your life. If your friends, if 95% of them, your whole entire conversation is, I'm broke, I don't know what I'm going to do, this man get on my nerves, and if that's your entire conversation with that person all the time, then that's exactly what you value. Period. Now, please let me say this. I'm not saying anybody is better than anybody else. However, what I am saying is if you want something different, if you want to change something, you're going to have to change your value system. That's it. And the only reason why things are not working is because your value system is not aligned to where you want to go. You're going to have to change it to get to where you want to go. So my crazy relationship, my confession is, when I was with my abuser, I valued his identity. Oh, he's been a pastor for so long, I don't want to mess up his mentality. I valued that more than I valued my life at that point. And then when I was like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Let me get that thought together.
Right.
And I changed my value system to my life instead of his. Then I was able to do something different. And then my value system was aligned to other things, and change started to happen. If you don't change your value system, if it's not aligned to where you want to go, you're going to stand. And that, my friends, is how some people are 20 and 30 years in the same crazy relationship, at the same job, doing the same thing, living the same way. Just every month, every week, it's the same story. The only thing that changed was the month, not the date, not the day. It might be September the 17th, but guess what? On October the 17th, the story will be the same. And so when you find people like that, their value system is different. They like what they're getting out of the story that they are telling. And the story is, woe is me, I ain't got no money, I ain't got no job, I ain't got this. And they like the result they get from telling their story, because that's what they value. They don't value living outside of crazy. So think about that today, guys, as we end the Fearless Morning Show Evening Edition. What is your value system? What is it aligned with? What are you aligned with? And once you get off the show, once you've read that book, you've listened to that motivational thing, what are you doing past that? Are you just getting the information and holding it? Or are you applying it and changing your value system? So that's a good way to end Motivational Monday, girl.
Yeah. You're so silly.
I'm just saying. Why is that playing? Okay, stop. I'm just saying. So, God, Lynn, you want to tell them where they can reach you at?
Well, Yeah, I do, guys. I really wanted to share, especially for those of you who will be watching the replay. Don't forget to share this out in your community as well, because there definitely is someone else who needs to hear this. And also, once you get this, you're charged with making sure that you share it with someone else. So make sure you go out there and share the information, not only by sharing just this video or sharing our YouTube channel, but also go out there and share and have a conversation with somebody else as we move on, as we go through this journey, guys. There's no reason for us to continue to wallow in self-pity and continue to stay in this situation. Glad you could catch. All right, good deal. Yeah, thank you for joining us too, Trenda. And everyone else who was able to join us, getting on for the show tonight. Tomorrow, guys, I will be sharing you. I know we talked about the broke mindset today and how you overcome that. I'll be sharing with you what are those things that you should be buying. So we're talking about this mentality of building wealth. What are the things we should be focusing on? Not that you'll be able to buy everything that's on that list right now, but to go ahead and get it on your list, start making the plan, start building that thing out, so that you can move and build generational wealth as you choose to do so. All right. You guys can find me over on Facebook. My Facebook page is Financial Solutions. So facebook.com/Demons Enterprise. My website, demonsenterprise.com. And you can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Demons Speak. That's Demons, no demons, y'all. DEMMONS, Demons Speak. And also, if you want a mentor, someone to assist you, you have questions about your finances and you need to talk to someone, just go to bit.ly/talktolyn, or just get on the mailing list. Text me 345-345. The keyword is finances. Get on the list so you can receive the information, guys, to help you to continue to empower you to go to your next. Just level up. That's what we're doing over here. We're all leveling up. We all are going to that next level. But you got to do the work, right? You got to take action and do the work. Tomorrow's Take Action Tuesday, but go ahead and take some action today, right? That's how you get to your next. Don't just come here, stop by, watch the show, and go on about your life doing the things that you've always done. Go ahead and take action today. All right, Miss Co-host, that's all for me tonight.
All right, guys, make sure, and I posted Lynn's link so that you guys, I don't know why it's not showing up, but I posted it. So you guys can reach out to Lynn. If you have any questions, make sure you share the video. I think I posted, let me post the YouTube channel one more time. For those, your family members who do not have Facebook, that they can binge watch our YouTube channel. And it is by title so that they can pick whatever title they want to want to listen to, because we've talked a little bit about a little bit of everything. So make sure you share it with your friends, a co-worker, a colleague, somebody you don't like and there's a message you want them to hear, but you ain't the one to give it, so you want somebody else to give it. Share it with them too. We'll take that. We'll take your boyfriends and your girlfriends, and we'll take them. So guys, if you know anybody who is living in crazy, who's ready to live past crazy, send them on over here to the Fearless Morning Show Evening Edition, because we will be here all week at 7:15. Getting it ready for you guys. Now, if I do have a freebie for you guys, and I'm getting Lynn, I don't know why I'm going to post yours again, but it is bit.ly 5K Life, and that is the 5 keys to live past crazy, and that is free, so you guys can click on that and take a look at that, and so that you can stop the crazy immediately, because you can. It's just, are you willing? Lynn, did I first of all, I spelled that one wrong. I spelled it all the way wrong. Let me put it back in there. Make sure you're ready to do the work. When you call either one of us or reach out to us, make sure that you are ready to do the work, because that's where, if you're interested or committed, comes in. If you're not ready to do the work, then it won't do any good. All right, guys, I hope you had an amazing Monday. And I hope you guys have a safe night, and we will see you here tomorrow evening. Hey, Malachi. He couldn't hold it, could he?
Wait, stop.
That's all right. All right, guys, you have a great Monday, and we will see you here tomorrow night at 7:15. Have a good one. Bye,
Bye. Really?
Malachi.